Okay, so day 2 of jury selection is now in the books. It wasn't a lot of selection. It was more like jury weeding people out. Apparently, they called like 100 or so people into the courtroom, and then they all sat down and the judge asked them a couple of preliminary questions. This is what was really interesting to me. So the case was not moved out of the local area, like they didn't get a change of venue or anything. So they called like 100 people in and they said, okay, who has heard of this case before? I guess the judge said, stand up if you've heard of this case before. Every single prospective juror in the case, every single juror in the courtroom stood up. Everybody has heard of this case. It is a small county, absolutely. And this case has received worldwide media attention. Prior to this, had you heard of Walter Burrow? I had not heard of Walter Burrow. I know a dude named Walter, but he don't have his own borough. Ooh, I know 3 dudes named Walter. Maybe Walter is a popular name. Okay, that notwithstanding, so everybody in the local area has heard of the case. Now it's a question of, do you get on the jury or do you not get on the jury? Down there in South Carolina, there's a rule that says that there are certain circumstances under which you are automatically excused from jury duty. One of them is if you are caring for a minor child or like an invalid person or something like a sick parent or somebody who needs help all the time, 24-hour care. So if you're caring for a child or somebody who needs constant care, or this was interesting to me, if you're over 65 and you don't want to serve. Most people over 65 that I know, they not doing nothing else. I mean, assuming they're retired and they're not like playing golf and out living their best life. When I am over 65, I'm going to spend all my time down at the courthouse like, hey, you need a juror? I'm here. I'm right here. But in this case, no, since I don't live in South Carolina. But I could do that right here near my home. Did I tell you about that one time that a friend of mine was trying to get out of jury duty? So she had the phone number so you could call the clerk because you had to call in every day and they would say, yes, show up. No, don't show up. And I was like, girl, give me the number. So she gave me the number and I was like, hi, I would like to volunteer for jury duty. They don't let you do that. True story, I swear to God. The lady laughed and she was like, yeah, no, most people are trying to get out. I was like, I'm trying to get in. She's like, well, ma'am, you're going to have to wait to be called. In all of my days, I have been called for jury duty 3 times, only 3 times. One time I did not get on a jury. 2 other times I got on a jury. And the last time I did it, I was pregnant. That had to have been either 15 years ago or 17 years ago. My kids are big now. But the last time I did it, I was the foreperson of the jury and I got to stand up in court and read the verdict. He was convicted. Oh my God, it was thrilling. But he was only convicted because the state was able to prove their case. Also, the defense did not put on a trial. That has nothing to do with jury duty in this case. I was just telling you a little personal story. But so they called all the jurors in. They let go of the people who had like the automatic outs. And then the judge sent everybody home because they had some motions to hear. Here's something very interesting. Now, we know that the gun that killed Maggie and Paul are missing. We have now recently seen pictures of where they were killed, not the bodies. Ooh, God, I can't take it. We haven't seen bodies, but we've seen like how they were shot and where they were shot. And it's bad, y'all. Like, we knew it was bad. It is bad. It's so much worse than we thought. Apparently, Maggie had been shot. She was down on all fours, but she was kind of like trying to get up. And whoever shot her, we know who shot her. Alec allegedly came up and shot her again while she was already on the ground. Paul was shot so badly that his brain was removed from his head. That is a whole other level of shooting. Now, the guns are missing. Highly suspected that those guns were buried in the casket along with his daddy. Don't you go just directly to hell for some mess like that? Like, you go to hell with gasoline draws on when you put a murder weapon in the casket of your father? I get the feeling his father might have been trashed too, allegedly. But like, ooh, that's just so bad. That is so bad. Anyway, the guns are missing. Check they used to call him Handsome. Check Handsome's grave, but whatever. The guns are missing, but the bullets and the casings are still around. And the bullets and the casings that came out of that gun match guns that were there on the Moselle property. Those bullets and casings match a gun that was owned by Alex. It matches a gun that was found They found similar casings on the property, indicating that those bullets likely belonged to that property. Those bullets and casings matched a gun for which Alec Murdaugh has a receipt. Come on now. Because Slick Dick is awful tricky. Dick Harpootlian, then listen, he has several rabbits up several sleeves. He might even have some sleeves we don't know about. Dick is going to bring it to the state, and good for Dick Harpootlian, because that is what defense attorneys do. It is their job to put the state on trial to make sure you can prove your case. State, I really hope you have your act together and can really prove your case. I mean, the truth is, Alec is going down for a long, long time for all those financial crimes, but he could just get life, like LWOP, life without the possibility of parole, based solely on these murder trials. We already know he burned in hell, right? Let's be real. I have not lived a spotless life. I might end up in hell too, but I'm gonna be with all my good friends. That's where the party's at. Like, we're gonna be raising the roof. I'm gonna be Satan's sidekick, but I don't want to be in the Alec Murdaugh portion of hell. I want to be in the drank too much when you was young and slept with the wrong people portion of hell. I hope there are divisions. I mean to be in a nice subdivision too, because, all right, again, I have gone far afield. It's getting late. I need to get ready to go to bed. Tomorrow is day 3 of jury selection. Like I said, I kept saying I was probably not going to make more videos. Turns out I was wrong. I cannot predict myself. Also, I've been trying to figure out how to turn this madness into like a podcast, just an audio only version. So you could be like cleaning your kitchen or on your commute and you can have my ridiculousness in your headphones. I'm working on it. It's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. There's like extracting files and stuff, child. Pray for me. All right. Pray that I get in the good section of hell, because not in the Alec Murdaugh, Charlie Manson portion of hell. No, thank you. But the hoes and girls ain't act right portion of hell, I'm going to be over there. All right. Y'all have a good night. Sleep well, and you stay safe out there. Bye.